bench tonight, particularly down the stretch. And those two, Karras with a big rebound and a big bucket there. They really kind of came through for you, not just down that stretch, but the whole.
And they've come through several times. Sometimes it hasn't resulted in a win, but there's been several times when the bench have been, and they've outscored the starters. And it's not just about scoring. It's really about presence and decision-making, being fundamentally sound, being disciplined, not being off balance, not turning the ball over. It's about taking care of the ball, making sure we turned it over at 28% the first half. You can't turn the ball over 1 out of 3 times when you touch the ball and think you're going to beat anybody. And so I still felt like we had some turnovers in that second half. We ended up, I think, with 16 for the game. I think we had 10 at halftime. But then we kept getting driven on over and over and over. They were driving to the paint, and we were just almost escorting them to the paint. And I think they had 42 points in the paint. We had 26. And so we've got to take a lot more pride in our defense. That's really what's gotten us in trouble. Even at Charlotte, when we lost that game, they shot 60% from the field. And so we're just not taking enough pride in sitting down and guarding and being fundamentally sound in our defense and staying in front of the ball. Too much gambling, too much risk-taking, and that gives up penetration, that forces rotations, and we're too small to do that. So we've got to be a lot more solid in our defensive fundamentals.
You know, Coach, in close games like these, it sounds cliche to say, but free throws win ball games. You guys are 16 for 19, but 7 for 7 for Hope. I mean, how important is it to have somebody like that on your team where you pretty much know she's going to knock it down for you?
Well, Hope not just making free throws. She's a really smart player, and so is Macy Blevins. They know what's going on the floor, and they understand time and score. They understand what's going on. They ask really high-level questions during the game, and so like even that last possession, I said, listen, we're not going to take a foul right away. You get the rebound, you make sure they don't get a jump ball, and if we need to take a timeout, we will, but they're going to foul you, and we're going to walk down and shoot free throws. And I thought Karras Allen did a tremendous job making sure the ball kept moving and not allowing it to get tied up for the jump ball. I was about ready to call a timeout, but she did a really great job, and then whistle finally blew. But Hope and Macy make great decisions on the court in those situations, and it's not just about making those free throws. It's about making the right pass. It's about taking care of the ball. It's about understanding spacing. It's about all those things you've got to do to win a close ball game.
What can you say about how well you did other things to win this game when you were out-rebounded 36-19?
Yeah, out-rebounded 17. And really what we did was we changed defenses, and that made a difference. That kind of got them stopped down the stretch, and we were able to keep the ball out of the paint. We were able to force some shots. We missed some opportunities for some defensive boards. They got, like Hope said, they got those consecutive offensive rebounds, which it might not have been as close if we would have gotten that earlier. But we've got to do a better job on the defensive end. We're fortunate to win this game. We knew how big of a game it was against FIU, knowing that they were 1 game behind us, and we're tied with UTEP. We've talked about that. The players are well aware of the standings and the situation, and we know that FAU is very capable of beating just about anybody in this conference coming in here on Saturday.
Teresa said the first thing I asked her was, obviously she wasn't in there that much before the point, but was in there down the stretch. She gets the 3 to tie, makes that big steal, forces that 3.
Right.
Defending. Just it doesn't really show on the stat sheet, but how valuable.
And she and Karras Allen got them in the trap and made them burn another timeout as well. And so, Teresa got in the first half and made a couple mistakes. Things didn't go well, and went down a few minutes, or maybe a minute before I subbed her in. I said, "You're getting ready to go in for Lexi, so get ready." And because I just felt like she's done this, and she's confident, and she wants another chance, but I didn't want to surprise her, and so she went in. I knew she was going to play great defense. I knew she was going to be on the ball. Sometimes we get the layup, sometimes we don't, but I'm not surprised that Teresa got steals and got stops. That's what she does.
Anything else? Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming, you guys.